Hey, what's good everybody? Here to bring another video. This time is the Mythic Legions Balam. From Mythic Legions, I believe it was the advent of Decay, which they had a 43 figure run. And the more I get into this, the more I'm learning about how I truly messed up. I truly did mess up by not really joining these waves earlier. And I regret it immensely because I am really getting into the Four Horsemen's Mythic Legions line to the point where I'm just building my own characters at this point and I'm just having a great time. So, what's crazy about this is I actually did this video before and I actually lost the video, which sucks because I searched high and low for it, couldn't find it, and I realized I may have deleted it or lost it on a memory card that I did lose recently. So for those of you walking the streets of New York, if you find an SD card somewhere in the world, you have access to thousands and thousands of toy photos that some of them may not have been shown before. So you have that. If you find it, please return it, hit me up. But anyway, what's crazy is I'm going to do this again. And I've just had new ways of finding out the ways that I've enjoyed this figure even more so, which is really dope. And shout out to the Cabal yet again for always welcoming me, inspiring me, and giving me brand new ideas. So we'll talk about that at the end of this video. Anyway, the dope thing about the Mythic Legions is that they are really compatible with their line in general, and just in general, just having that overall fun of if you are a Conan the Barbarian fan or anything like that. But yeah. Anyway, let's jump into the actual figure. So we have this knight-like body, which looks utterly fantastic. And even under low light, he has this nice color scheme that I think is perfectly done for this Jaguarian, if I remember correctly. Now, he has a nice purple with the gold and the tints of green, and it all just pops very well here. Our articulation goes as normal for a Mythic Legions because it's all pretty much the same. Your head can go up. In this case, you can't go down because we have the pointed helmet here. So you can't go down, but you can tilt left and right? And then we can actually rotate all the way around. Now, we have this neck guard in place here that won't allow you to get a large range of movement here with the helmeted head, and we'll get into that in a second. Our arms can go up about this far. The armored arms tend to be the least of the articulated ones, and that's because this top part of the armor is going to get in the way here and going to stop it right here so you can make a T for Tommy. And our arms can rotate down on a singular joint. And we have this swivel here. Our arms can still rotate all the way around though. You have this waist swivel, which is not really a crunch, but it's more like a swivel on a ball joint. We have our legs that can go really far up. They are single jointed as well. And the very generous ball joint for the ankle pivot. Voila. And our legs can go actually outward as well too. So if you want to do super high kicks as a knight and hit that swerve here, which is crazy because he can bounce out really well. You actually have a lot going for you. There's also a thigh swivel here in the thigh, so keep that in mind. And these are soft plastic, so if these actually bunch up or you feel like they're warping, just hit them with a little bit of heat, send them right back down to their proper position, and will be fine. Our arms actually have the standard peg-like joint, which goes, I believe it's horizontal and not vertical. So just keep that in mind, right? Now, this is where it gets a little more interesting for me with Balam, and I think it's really dope, is that Balam has an alternative head that is a tiger head. Well, a jaguar's head, I should say. So as I take the head off, you see the neck kind of sticks in there. Make sure it stays in. So I'm going to wiggle this bad boy out, or at least try to pull it out with brute strength. We'll see what happens next time on Dragon Ball Z, and I happen to get it out, right? Now, the Jaguarian head is probably my favorite thing about this, right? It looks utterly fantastic on this guy, and it just really has that pop and that zoom. I really wish I had got another Balam, but I wanted to make sure Unparalleled got one because he was actually looking for Balam for a very long time, and I wanted to make sure he definitely got one. So Unparalleled, shout out to you for reminding me how much I enjoy this figure, right? This head looks utterly fantastic on the knight body. I think it's one of the dopest things. Now, what's really cool about it is you also get a tail. There's going to be a port point here for the tail, and it plugs right in, and the tail comes right out the backside. Now, I really like this tail. I think it works out really well on this armor, but because I play Monster Hunter with my boy KJ, I'm going to show you an upgrade armor that I did for this, an idea-wise that I had, and it looks utterly fantastic. So even with the tail here, it looks really good, and you can just show the Jaguarian armor. Now, what's really dope is you'll get two pauldrons, where you can kind of just snap those on and complete that armor setting, which I'm going to show you guys here. And that's really the fun of these guys, is customizing them, adding on all the crazy things that you want to. And now he really looks even cooler with his shoulder armor now that he's upgraded himself. Looks really great. Now what you'll get accessory wise is you'll get a scimitar like sword. It looks really cool and it matches the paint scheme of the armor, which I've enjoyed. You'll also get a short sword. Same color scheme as the armor as well too. You'll get your back adapters, one small, one large, and the adapter to make it space out. And I found out what all of this stuff does only later on by reading a bunch of the blogs by Jeremy Gerard. You'll also get one of these, and these are obviously for storing weapons or wrapping it around, either way that you want it. You'll also get a long staff because he also has mage-like powers. This is also really cool. Shoot lightning, cast some magic, you know, really dig into your enemies the way you want to. So if you have a power to have both magic and sword skills, I mean, who can really fuck with you, right? So also for that helmeted head, we have a plume that you can plug in up top to match his color scheme as well. Really dope stuff. Now, I've thoroughly enjoyed Balem and I love this color scheme, but I did the photos for this so long ago that I didn't get a chance to show you guys what I did as a swap. So I had got a Xerignitus from my boy Spectacular Batman over on Instagram, and it was incomplete. And what I did was, because someone on the Cabal actually beat me to showing it, I'm going to give them the credit for it. So if you are here watching it, please take credit for this because this is originally your idea. You posted it first. And just pop in that Balem head on this Xerignitus body, and it looks utterly fantastic. This is one of the best swaps I've ever seen. I love that it's pretty much still matching the Balem look, but all while looking really cool. This cape is a custom made one. It was a prototype made by a friend, Harker Customs. I believe he won't be offering it, but it's an incomplete cape. But it's something that we did a long time ago and then never got around to actually showing it. So here you can see here it is actually wired and has a great look. Now I'm gonna pop the Balem head back over on because I actually love that look, and just because of that, I'm actually gonna put photos of the upgrade body, which I call it, on that one as well too. So we're gonna leave the Jaguarian head on, and we're gonna get to the size comparison, see what this guy stacks up with other stuff as well as other Mythic Legions. I just love the look of this guy. Now, next to another Knight body, as you can see here, it looks just fine. They're very similar in shape and form and things like that. Only thing that's going to change is probably the color scheme for this one that I have and the pauldrons. So if you want to swap around those bodies, that's totally fine. Here with we have a Dwarf. And this one is Tauren, who I've swiped around armor as well too. And then we have a Goblin, just to show you that scale. Then we're going to have the female body, or the 2.0 body, I should say. This is my sibling sister. And then we're going to compare it to an avian armor. Also from, I think this is the Gato Polishers. God, can't pronounce that to save my life. And then we have a large ogre here, so we can see our size comparison. And now if you see size-wise, the ogre is still pretty tall. And even though these guys are all Mythic Legions, they all kind of have different sizes to them, different frames. And I very much enjoy stuff like that. So when we get our Mythic Legions up, you can probably have a lot of different variants with this and swap it around. This is one of my favorite things about the line. Even though stuff is the same, nothing's truly the same. It's one of my favorite things. Now when we're going to compare it to other lines, right? We have a 1000 Toys card, which doesn't really fit these guys, but just in case you ever want to do some cool crossover stuff like the Undead Knight or anything like that, you get some cool stuff. Then we have a 6-inch Hasbro Marvel Legends Spider-Man. We have an Articulated Icons Ninja, and I think ninjas can kind of fit in just about everywhere. They find a way to. We have a Hasbro Lightning Collection Zeo Blue. So voila. With these 5, Balem is still taller than all of them, but he's also a Jaguar man. So I don't mind him being taller at all either. Next on our comparison, we have an SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Kuga, which is one of my favorite things, with now one of my newer, cooler favorite things. And then we have a Mezco Gomez, just to show you that size comparison, with some Mezcos. And as you can see, Gomez kind of fits this this size comparison scale pretty well. Let's take these guys away. And last but not least, I do want to compare it to a NECA Predator because I absolutely love putting these two together. And I think it's been a wonderful thing. So here we are with an AVP body, which is slightly taller than the Ultimate body stuff. But I feel like their armor scheme actually fits this motif a little bit better. So that's a Temple Guardian one. And just to show you just how much bigger they are, it just looks really cool. Again, something I very much enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed the photos at the end. They're older photos mixed in with some new ones. So I hope you guys truly do enjoy. But thank you always for watching. Again, if anybody sees that memory card in New York City, please holler at your boy. And as always, be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later.